Happy Friday. You got Gord here, your happy hurtin' hippie, with another episode of Chillin' with the Hippie or Off My Cuff. In this one, I'm more specific on ailments. As usual, when you guys follow me, most of you understand you're going on my trip. My trip through life. My trip through life is defined lately, and for almost a decade now, by fibromyalgia. Often bringing me to points that even making these videos becomes almost impossible. And then other times, there's really bright times as well. So the ride with me in these videos will always be a cyclical thing. While I was thinking of that, I thought that is something that people don't discuss much about fibromyalgia, is its cyclical effects on the body. Its effects on the body can be numerous. There's a multitude of things that go wrong with fibromyalgia because they believe that the bottom line of it is the disease affects the way that the brain processes pain and other pressure. There's a break. That's why it's so closely tied to our cannabinoid systems, because CBD, THC grease up make that information flow better. That is not where I wanted to go on this, but I thought I'd bring that up. I want to start by saying, here is a definition of fibromyalgia as done by a doctor on a website, disabledworld.com. Fibromyalgia, or FM, is characterized by chronic widespread pain and a heightened and painful response to pressure. Fibromyalgia symptoms are not restricted to pain, leading to the use of the alternative term fibromyalgia syndrome for the condition. Other symptoms include debilitating fatigue, sleep disturbance, and joint stiffness. Scientists estimate that fibromyalgia affect 5 million Americans age 18 or older. For unknown reasons, between 80 to 90% of those diagnosed with fibromyalgia are women. However, men and children are also affected. Researchers believe that fibromyalgia amplifies painful sensations by affecting the way your brain processes pain signals. Many people who have fibromyalgia also have tension headaches, temporomandibular joint disorders, TMJ, irritable bowel syndrome, anxiety, and depression. Every single one. The reason I brought up that is it's important to understand what we're talking about for the few that either don't know somebody who has fibro or have never looked at it. Now, I want to discuss a few of the symptoms, and then I want to talk about how it affects me. See, the symptoms of fibromyalgia: stress, the weather, physical activity levels, and even the time of day, yes, mornings, can affect the symptoms that people experience related to fibromyalgia. There are a number of different symptoms that people with fibromyalgia experience. These include facial pain and headaches, pain throughout the body, irritable bowel syndrome, sleep disturbance and fatigue, increased sensitivity to the environment, bright lights, odors, whatever. Additional symptoms of fibromyalgia: mood changes, depression, anxiety, dizziness, difficulty concentrating, tingling or numbness in hands and feet, and oh, that is horrible, dry eyes, mouth and skin, chest pains, and the one thing I don't have, the only thing they mention here that I don't have, painful menstruation. Mine's just fine. That was a horrible joke. But for women, that's another cause of it. The interesting thing when you start looking at cannabis and how cannabis fixes or solves or helps every single one of those conditions. Many people who have fibromyalgia also say they have restless leg syndrome. Either those two are tied or they're one and the same, but some people have restless leg syndrome and don't have fibromyalgia. I honestly, for 15 years, felt I had restless leg syndrome and it developed into fibro. I for sure have full-blown fibro. But the reason I wanted to talk about what is the definition and what are the underlying conditions, the effect on us as fibromyalgics. I don't know what we call us, except in pain. Some of those, I wanted to talk about the cyclical way it affects me anyway, and hear from others who are affected, and is this similar? For about a 4 or 5 day period, I feel like fibro is this cloud that runs through your body that affects signals. Because when it's affecting my brain, like it has been for the past 4, 5, 6 days, really severe anxiety and really low bouts of depression and tears and all that made no sense at all. While the rest of the body was not so bad. I could go for my walks. I wasn't in as much pain as usual because it seemed to be circled here. Yesterday afternoon it started getting better. Last night I had another bout, and then today I feel pretty good up here. It's like it's left, but you know what? I can barely move my back. The joint stiffness in my back and in my ribs is so tight, and it wasn't there yesterday. Another very common occurrence with fibromyalgia is you get out of one of the cycles, it doesn't disappear. There is no break from fibro. There is no remission. There is no momentarily, okay, I'm going to have a good couple of days now. No, you'll have better days and you'll have worse days. But the pain never goes away. It just moves from one place to another. Does it still affect my concentration? A little bit. I'm putting together 3 videos all at once this morning. Yesterday, I couldn't even get a video together. So it affects my thinking. It affects my ability to concentrate, to stay focused. When it leaves that, then, okay, great. And, I think our minds are our greatest tool. So when it's affecting here, I am lost. This is my baby. I love studying, I love learning, I love concentrating. And when that's gone, I feel lost. When my body hurts like it does today, that I can manage. I can gain control over it better. Cannabis helps when the mind's being affected by fibro. Cannabis does help. Yes, I've been very low on cannabis at a time when I really needed it for my brain. But yes, yesterday I just decided, okay, they found my meds. It's going to be 4 or 5 days before I have any. I'm just going to take some of what I have because I need to feel better. And boom, I started to be able to concentrate for a while. But I can't keep that level of high up when I'm attacked so bad by the disease. So most of yesterday, most of it was spent in bed. There are times we just have to give in to our disease and say, you know what? The body and the mind are saying rest. Let the body work on the body and put the mind to sleep. And I slept a fair amount of the day. I'm going to end this with, I don't have much, but I have a little bit of, I made some Dank Schrader rosin. And I'll tell you, that is why I slept last night. My first night going to bed at midnight and actually falling asleep. And I woke up about 9 today feeling fairly good. Cheers. See, Dank is a really good sativa. Indica that works really good on insomnia, but it's also very strong for pain. I'm taking it now because, as I said, the fibros moved into my back and my ribs, but I need to go for a walk. And tonight I get Pasha, and I have them for 2 days. So I need to battle that. So I put the heavy indica in me. Yes, after the walk I may need a nap because of the medicine, not the walk. But that's okay too. You know, I think that's about it. I think that's chilling with the hippie. I don't want these to ever go up in 15, 20 minutes, and it's already at 11. So I'm going to say peace and cheers, love and harmony, and find people without smiles. Give them yours. Yours will just expand into the thousands. Who knows how many you can smile at today. Cheers.